that's what FDL is thinking, and I have absolutely no idea how the Silencer versus TA matchup goes, though. No idea.
10 seconds remaining. 10 seconds.
Unless you put your gyrocopter there. Typically, gyrocopter, when he's run mid, he kind of bullies his opponent with homing missile. You can't do that against a Templar Assassin.
Radient
I don't think you can.
Pick.
Shouldn't be able to. Lifestealer, final pick. And we've seen Lifestealer getting played a lot recently, and he's primarily been picked up with the puck as the primary delivery service. He's also, been picked up by Storm with the Storm, and they use that. But what is the delivery?
Reserve time.
How are they going to deliver the Lifestealer into the middle of the fight? Is it the Templar Assassin blinking in? Is it the Phoenix swooping in? I think both are viable options. But I worry about the Lifestealer just jumping in the TA, and then you kind of have those awkward moments where all of a sudden the fight's not actually going to develop, and then your Lifestealer sitting inside of the Templar Assassin, and that's never good. I guess you are still taking advantage of the map by having a Nature's Prophet out somewhere else, and he's going to teleport in. And we're going to see a Tinker as the last pick from the Ritsu stack, and I absolutely hate this hero. I've casted so many damn games of Tinker in the open qualifiers. And it's going to continue in the finals. So it's a support balancer. Offlane axe. Tinker mid, gyrocopter safe. Okay. Definitely a very, very disguised draft coming up from the Ritsu stack. I'm not sure if I like their lineup. I'm not sure. I like FDL's lineup. I do. It's kind of
5 seconds remaining.
It's scary. It gets on you. Question is, do they have all the tools necessary to deal with the Tinker? Like one of the big things is Lion and how well of a start he gets off to.
Prepare for battle.
But either way, we're in the match as we're in Game 2 of our finals of America's Open Qualifiers, number 2 for the Manila Major. As GLHF, everyone says CCNC. GLHF replies Boris, so both well-mannered. I promise we are casting an NA Dota game. But, guys, I'm Niz, and welcome to the cast. Here we go. On our Radiant side, currently down 1 game in this series. We've got IX Mike 88, also known as the Ritsu stack. Buryu going to be playing their Witch Doctor. Boris is going to be on the Axe. Kushu, which is also Justin, which is Justin. Elmo is going to be on the Silencer. Justin's on the Tinker. I'm not sure if I said that. But Ritsu is going to be playing the Gyrocopter. As for our Dire side, it's going to be Team FDL, currently just 1 win away. Moving into the main qualifiers, we've got Stan King Leshrak playing the Lion. Or Bisa playing the Lifestealer. CC and C playing the Templar Assassin. Franz is going to be on the Phoenix. And in the bottom lane, we got MJW playing the Nature's Prophet.
Battle begins.
Smart money.
Bottom room going to be picked up by Tinker. Top one picked up by the Templar Assassin. So both mid heroes able to secure their runes. As we got a almost 4-man gank on this Treant. As they try to steal this creep wave from the bottom. It looks like they might be successful. Nope. Treant got lost on the way home. He wanted to go back to just being a tree. He goes down. Here we go. We start taking our lane. So we've got the gyrocopter in the safe lane as we expected. Down here with them is going to be the witch doctor and the silencer. So which of the two is going to be the more aggressive roaming around? I have to say that it's got to be the witch doctor. He's going to be the best, most equipped at it, best equipped to do it. Nature's Prophet going to be in the off lane for FDL here. Mid lane is going to be Tinker and Templar Assassin. The Phoenix and the Axe are doing an interesting dance between the two of them. Now Fran's going to walk right into Boris. You get a couple spin procs off on him, but they end up with roughly the same amount of HP. Top lane is going to be safe lane farming Lifestealer, babysat by the Lion. Fran's once again coming in between these two towers. Wants to get down here and make sure that Boris doesn't have an easy time jungling because he's completely abandoned the top lane. Now Fran's getting battle hungered. Starts running away, getting kind of low. 200 HP. He's got Icarus dive and he'll use it. Justin kind of coming up to cut him off, and Franz goes with the smart play and denies himself to the ancient creeps. Right now also rotating in. There's already been one sentry place blocking up the camps. But let's take a look at our mid lane, see how it's going, and not too many last hits on either side. 7-2 for the Templar Assassin. Tinker's sitting at 4-1.
Double damage.
Looks like Fran's now heading up. He's given up on trying to harass the Axe.
Radiant's top
As he's
tower
heading
is
up to the
under
top
attack.
lane. Boris is going to die to the creeps there. He's already bought, so it's no big deal there. It's planned. Off lane, this Nature's Prophet's been doing a pretty good job so far, sitting at level 3.5. He's definitely kept both the supports busy down here. They're trying to do some pull-throughs, but he's constant sending those treants, giving them a hard time trying to control that creep wave. Put some pressure on Ritsu, but he still has 2 tangos, so hasn't been pressured that much. I think our big lane is still going to be the mid one. I mean, we don't even have a hero from the Radiant side up at the top lane. So I think our mid lane is definitely going to be the big one. And so far, it's the Templar Assassin winning at 13-4 versus the 9-3. And I think this is going to be TA favored early on, at least.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
As always, you want to see a gank on the Tinker to set him back. To make sure that he's not able to get his boots of travels too early. The other downside to having the Axe abandon the top lane is where you typically would have some stacks that Tinker would like to fall back to, or maybe even stack himself. You don't have access to those anymore because those are the camps that the Axe is farming. There's a smoke just above mid from FDL's Franz.
Radiant's top
Stan
tower
King, are
is
they
under
going to
attack.
engage here? Stan King's going to lead the way. Icarus dive as well. Stun will just barely reach, but with the TP in from Buryu, they're going to back. So Justin dodges a bullet there. Now Boris has abandoned the jungle and he's gone back to his lane. He's abandoning everything here. But no, he's got a few levels under his belt. He's able to come up here and soak up the creep wave as it was starting to push towards the tower. But also, we just kind of recently saw that rotation, that smoke rotation from the Lion and the Phoenix making a play towards mid. And by Boris kind of constantly putting himself up there in the top lane, then you kind of keep those supports honest so they're not able to make those rotations. Otherwise, the offlaner just gets so much. And the offlaner being up there, he's a lot more in tune with what's going on in the lane and where those supports are, because he can constantly just kind of poke and get vision here or there where he needs to, and it gives a lot more information to your mid laner, so he can better position himself to avoid ganks and go defensive when he needs to. And a lot of that comes with just really good game sense as a mid lane player, but certainly having an offlaner that's really communicative helps. Still another really quiet start to the game, though. We're still seeing the TA ahead in the mid lane. 27-9 versus 20-7. Now marching machine starting to get leveled up. He's already level 6. And there comes the bottle. He's going to TP down to the bottom lane. There's really nothing down here that he needed to TP to. But he wants to push out, get an observer ward down. And that observer ward, although, I mean, it's just been a nature's prophet down here, and we really haven't seen too many rotations. What that does is allow Burry to rotate away from the bottom lane, and even Elmo as well, as they're going to run right into Stan King here, who will be able to TP away. As he gets back to the safety of his fountain and regens back up. But that observer ward really protects your safe lane carry, especially one that's somewhat vulnerable to a gank. And that allows then your two supports to kind of roam away. Of course, he's still a little bit vulnerable to a smoke gank. It still allows your two supports to rotate away from there, go towards the mid lane, start putting pressure on the TA, which creates a little bit of space for your Tinker so that he can get closer to getting those boots of travel and start snowballing and getting to the kind of scary point that we always see the Tinkers get to, where they really start controlling the game. Well, they're going to run right into Stan King here as Buryu and Ritsu. Are they going to get the kill here? Stan King goes down to 30 and he's popped his healing salve there to not die. Now they're going to have an engage from FDL as Ritsu taking a lot of damage here from the Phoenix team. CCNC, though, getting very low as well. Ritsu's the one who's going to go down. As CCNC, he's bottled up a few times. He's going to re-engage. He's got a couple traps slowing down Buryu. Justin's there as well to try and defend. Elmo comes in from the side. Now FDL will back, but they got the kill, and the first kill of the game is actually on Ritsu. Not first blood because we had the deny to the Ancient. Keeping out to the bottom lane from Ritsu. So he's just going to go back to farming. Soul Ring now picked up by Justin. We can start. He can begin the farm towards his boots of travel. Buryu continues to stack. As those are stacks that'll probably be farmed up by Ritsu on the gyro, so he'll probably farm this stack, and Elmo was also farming this camp as well, or stacking this camp as well, which will probably be for Justin.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
One of the things that we typically see that we really haven't seen too much of is the stacking of the Ancient camps for the Templar stacks, and you can see it's been sentryed up before. Gonna get a card off here on the CC, and see Elmo coming in as well, and that's the dead Templar assassin, so they have a successful gank there, but meanwhile, there's a gank in the bottom lane. Buryu gets down. Ritsu just kind of hiding off to the side. He's going to come and flak and just harass them while he clears the creep wave. Fortunately now flak's on cooldown, so he's not going to be able to easily clear this stack. But we'll stack it again.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Approach you.
Racer recipe for MJW. Looks like he's going to be building towards the drums again. Justin farming those two camps, and the one that was already stacked by Elmo. Brings him up to 1,100 gold. He's going to get a little bit more here as he gets the big creeps. We're getting closer to those boots of travel. Ritsu doesn't have the greatest start, but he's going to now farm up his stack, so that's going to help him. CCNC comes and tries to sack these Ancients. Does this not block? I actually don't know the boundary there. Because I'm pretty sure that was a single stack. I actually don't know the edge of this creep camp. That's really bad of me.
Haste!
Notice CC&C has picked up the Blightstone. I really like
Dire's middle
the fact
tower
that,
is under attack.
you know, that recipe has changed. It's really kind of buffed the Templar Assassin, giving her access to that minus armor a little bit earlier on in the game. And Buryu just being such a pest here, trying to come in and just harass CC&C, make it so he's not able to do these Ancients. He's going to stun him up so he takes a little bit more extra damage from the Ancients as they're going to battle for that last hit, but yeah, there are other people on the side of FDL as they're going to converge on
Dire's
Buryu.
middle tower
As
is
he was
under
going for the
attack.
cheeky play there, but it didn't really pan out for him. As his haste wore off and he found himself in the middle of 3 FDL heroes. So Boris with his Blink Dagger, what are they going to be able to set up here? Stone King's just going to smoke pop. As he's going to stun, finger, right click. Dead Tinker.
To tame the lion.
Brings him down to 1,700 gold now. And now Boris blinks in, gets a taunt off, so they're probably going to be able to punish the lion here. As Boris going to make sure that he's in front of that lion, so he can body block if he tries to retreat through the kind of standard rotation, or retreat path through the bottom rune. A little bit of juking and
Is under attack.
jukes right back into the axe, chopping off his head. So they get revenge for their Tinker, but obviously I think they would have preferred to have been able to protect the Tinker so that he wasn't set back from his boots of travel. Bronze now up to 1,100 gold on this Phoenix as Bisa rotates in. We've been kind of quiet talking about Bisa, and he's at 3,200 gold. Are we going to see a relic? Is this going to be a Radiance rush? Oh boy.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
We saw Lucchini try this one game against Evernova. Long story short, it worked in the early game. Didn't really work late game. And I honestly I thought this was a dead strat, but apparently not. He's going to hop into an Ancient
Dire's
and run
middle
back
tower
towards
is
the
under
mid lane.
attack.
This is okay, but I don't know about committing to the Radiance. Run right up onto the high ground, completely zone out Justin. Zone out Justin. What am I saying? Until I'm tired, I guess.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Sue and Elmo going to go for a push in the top lane. Boris going to cut the creep wave. Buryu kind of just hiding in his smoke off to the side, trying to protect them. MJW will TP down to the bottom because they're going to go for a trade on this tier 1 tower. Justin going to lay down the march, trying to protect the tower as best as he can. Not going to come in. Buryu's going to TP. A whole bunch of TPs coming in. As Elmo's coming in as well. Not really sure about that. Supernova coming out from the Phoenix, but now Fran's going to swoop away and TP. So they don't get the trade, but that's because Ritsu Stack kind of gave up on going for the tier 1 tower and devoted so many TPs down to protecting their own.
Radiant structures
Now MJW is
are
just going to push the
fortified.
tier 1 and
Radiant's
they're going to
top
get a tower
is
for
under
free.
attack. Dire's bottom tower is under
Bisa
attack.
pushes up past the creep wave while he's still inside that Ancient.
Radiant's top
as-
tower has fallen.
How much gold's he at? 4.2k right now, so he has enough for the relic. And he'll pick it up.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Stan King position himself behind the heroes in the mid lane. As Justin TP's in. We've got 5 heroes here. And I think we're going to have all the other heroes in the game come. It could be a very big team fight. As Stan King comes in from the side, stunned, finger. He's going to get Elmo down pretty low. He's going to be able to finish him off as he pops out of that Ancient. And he's able to right-click down Ritsu. So far, so good for the Life-Stealer Ancient strat.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
MJW, he knew that Boris was up there and he didn't want to risk anything at all. Pops his drum so he can safely run away. I have to say, with FDL being up one game so far in this series, already off to a pretty good start in this one. I'm still really skeptical of the Radiant's Lifestealer. Now Justin. I'm not gonna have enough damage to kill the Tinker. Now Desolator's been completed by CC&C.
Dire's top tower.
MJW really doesn't have that much farm.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And they're looking to get a little bit more as they're once again going to put pressure on this tier 1 tower as the teams
Radiant's
go
bottom
for a
tower
trade.
is under attack.
This tier 1.
Dire's
No,
top
they're not even going to
tower
go
is
for it. Top tier 1's gone. Ace is still pushing up, wiping out the creep wave.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle
Pushing up
tower
here.
is
Buryu
under
and Boris
attack.
still pushing in the tier 2. They've got company with them. In the jungle, just below. So
Dire's top tower
question is,
under
what is
attack.
FDL going to get? They're going to go for a trade. They're going to get the bottom tier 1.
Radiant structures
They're
are
losing
fortified.
some HP on their tier 2.
Radiant's bottom
Glyph's now going to
tower
even
is
further
under
delay
attack.
them from coming back and defending there.
Dire's top tower
I really think
Radiant's bottom
to
tower
Radiant side,
is falling.
I definitely think they could have just committed for this tier 2 and got it. Now it's only going to be down to half HP. No, they were kind of controlling space, but there wasn't really much coming out. I thought it was pretty clear that FDL says, all right, we're going to go for this tier 1 tower. You're not pushing the tier 2 fast enough. Lisa continues to
Radiant's middle tower
be in the
is under
ancient.
attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Justin now has picked up his blink. Make him a lot harder to kill. Of course, he's still vulnerable to the CC that Lion can put out, and we're at 1,300 gold on the line. He's really not that far from Blink Dagger as he misses a stun on the neutrals. To be fair, he couldn't see them. So I completely missed a kill on Justin. How does that happen? I'm unsure, but either way, BC gets a fresh ancient. Now we're switching on over to our net worth where we've got 9.1k on Bisa. So far the free farm that he had in the top lane, and
Radiant's
then
middle tower is under
transitioning from
attack.
that into the ancient play with the Radiance is working out for him, but this is typically when this really shines. Next is going to be CCNC at 8.4k, and it's Justin and Ritsu pretty much tied as, whoa, I'm jumping all over the place, as they're both at 7k. Take a quick look at Justin, who just,
Radiant's middle tower is
or
under
sorry,
attack.
Ritsu, who just completed his SNY. There we go, Blink Dagger for
Radiant's middle
CCNC as
tower
well
has
as,
fallen.
well, Pink's coming out. They could potentially go for Roche here. There's 4 heroes all the way up in the top lane for Ritsu stack, and they're smoked up. They're going for a kill here in the top lane. And they've even drawn, indicating on the map that maybe they just want to push the top, and this is a great call from FDL. And they're going to get a free Roshan here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Blade Mail now getting picked up by Boris. The courier will deliver that Blink Dagger. And once again, Ritsu stack just kind of hesitating. They didn't get anything done while that was going on. They didn't get any damage in on the tier 2. They didn't kill anyone. They didn't really do much of anything. They just kind of roamed around inside the Dire jungle. Uh-oh. Phoenix walking right into the enemy team. And here comes Bisa, flapping his wings on that ancient black dragon. He's gonna run right at Ritsu. And Ritsu gonna go up into the trees, try to TP away. They know that he has no way of interrupting them. They're both just able to TP away in his face. Unfortunately, Stan King just a little bit late to the party there, but now he's got his blink dagger because he's killed that creep wave. And as we just hit the 20 mark, and let's take a quick look at our gold graph. 7,500 gold lead for FDL, as this one feels very much so in their control. But you're always going up against a Tinker. It's very hard to end a game against a Tinker. XP, similar trend. Not quite at the 7,500 mark, but it's starting to get there. MJW has now picked up a Maelstrom. S&Y is now the new item for Bisa. He's once again chasing Justin. The Tinker kind of jukes and jives and puts down a march to the machine.
Radiant's
Where's
middle
Bisa
tower
going?
is under attack.
He's going to go hide in the trees and he's going to spit fire at the creep wave. They really don't have an answer for this right now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
And once
attack.
again, FDL, because Bisa's creating so much space for them. They just go for a push in the bottom, tier 2, and once again, you take a look at the minimap. What is the Radiant side doing? It's the stack. They're not really accomplishing anything. Now they just gave up a tier 2. And FDL, really, right now, they're just outplaying them and outmaneuvering them on the map. You know, I question a little bit about the ancient Radiant's life stealer thing. But maybe, I mean, it's doing its job right now, that's for sure. It's creating so much space, and FDL is punishing them by putting so much attention on Bisa as he's in that ancient, and they're taking objectives all over the place. But even without that, there was opportunities. There was opportunities where the Ritsu stack definitely could have gotten kills, as our first global silence is going to get used this game, but it's not going to stop Stan King from getting the kill onto Justin.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This doesn't feel like the same team that we saw the game earlier. I feel like they're not doing anything. And you almost get to the same point where, you know, we were looking at in the semifinals where Evernova went up against Ritsu Stack, and we covered so many games of Evernova, and all of a sudden they just weren't the same team playing against Ritsu Stack. Game 1, Ritsu Stack was looking good against FDL. Frankly, they threw anonymous and kills all over the place. But Beast is going to get a kill there as he pops out and kills Elmo. But they were looking good in that best of 1. Then they threw, and now they're down a game in the series. But game 2, they are not looking like the same team they were in game 1 or in that series against Evernova. They're just not really accomplishing anything on the map. FDL is just starting to run over them. They've got almost complete map control. And they certainly have a gold advantage. As we see, the Aegis is about to be reclaimed in 40 seconds. But look, this continued keeps trailing, or going in the direction of FDLs. They're nearing 12,000 gold lead now. XP's just crossed over the 10k mark as well. Bisa's found a different kind of ancient. He's now on a Thunderhide.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
As now they start chipping away at the tier 2. There is Boris above. He's going to be the one looking to engage for his team. That's Justin. It's weird. So, if you look at the positioning of Ritsu Stack, they were so confident that FDL had gotten in position on that tier 2 tower. Then Justin starts pushing at the bottom, but they didn't have vision of anyone. Whatever, so that rotation happens and Justin goes down. Everyone else is just kind of left standing around in the mid. It's really weird. Really, really weird. what they're doing, but I mean, it's still the Tinker, right? Like you can't write them off because they've got a Tinker on their side. And there's Boris going down, but you also can't deny the fact that FDL is very much in control of this game right now. And certainly, like, Justin's been picked off a few times. What's his record right now? 1-4-1. He does have 2,700 gold on hand.
Blessings.
Oh no. Now he's going to go up into the top lane. Bronze isn't really that threatened by Tinker. Well, I was actually very close. They even had Finger of Death up as well. I think they were very close to losing their Tinker. Stan King was so close to blinking and being able to get a Hex off and interrupting that TP. Now Brody's going to come up here and stand in unison with Justin and is trying to protect him in the top lane. And Elmo is even close, but oh my goodness, you got to feel for him here. What is he supposed to do? He's juking and just ending up taking more damage. In the end, as the Radiant continues to burn away, and oh no. Well, Bisa's been juked. I don't know how that happened. Bisa got juked. He's going to pop the drums, or MJW is going to pop the drums for him. And Bisa will eventually get that kill. There we go. Elmo's going to go down. As Bisa stalks him to his death.
Revenge ever renewing.
Boris with the blade mail, 2,500 gold. As Justin comes down towards the bottom, and look at this. We're going to have a diffusal blade picked up by CCNC. About Ritsu. We haven't really checked in on Ritsu recently in terms of his item progression because he's been very, very quiet this game. He's got SNY, Ghost Scepter, 3,200 gold. Notice he didn't even go for a Helm of the Dominator this game.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Interesting, and I wonder with that 3,400 gold,
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
is he still just sitting there saving? Not buying his Demon Edge yet? I mean, he's got enough for buyback, and he certainly doesn't have reliable gold saved up. Is he not going Demon Edge? Are we going to see a relic? There's again another
Radiant's middle tower
global
is under
silence. This
attack.
time it's going to be timed quite well. It's going to allow Boris to get out of there as they get a kill onto the Lion. And Justin completes his Bloodstone, of course. Bloodstone buffed in 6.87. Yeah, Ritzy now at 4K. I don't know. Is he just going to wait until he can buy the Rapier straight up? I don't really know what he's saving for. Maybe he just wants to buy the MKB completely. Anyway, Beast is going to get the kill here as he pops out with the Infest. This is part of one of the reasons I don't like Tinker. Obviously, the fact that he's just able to constantly make sure that teams aren't able to push uphill. But he pushes out the lanes, and then you have your Gyrocopter farming that far out, and your heroes become vulnerable. And I mean, some of these deaths were certainly not a result of the lanes being pushed out by the Tinker and the fact that your Gyro died up here. This is just FDL kind of running over them and having a big advantage, and also having global presence.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But still, like, Ritsu being that far up in the lane is a result of Justin pushing the lanes out on the Tinker, and Ritsu's got to find space to farm. It's up and down to 3.6. He does have buyback, of course.
Radiant's middle tower
But
is under attack.
obviously, we don't want to use it. The racks aren't being threatened, really. Tier 3 are both standing. But something certainly has to change for this Radiant side if they want to try and bring this to a game 3. Because Roche about to respawn, and they've got the TA trap in there, so they'll know immediately. Actually, We do. It should be a free roast for them. I definitely don't. Based on how Ritsu Stack have been playing this so far, I don't see how they're going to be able to really push out and contest this, especially with Visa between them and Roche. In an Ancient, and they've kind of proven that they haven't been able to deal with it whatsoever. Beast has just been able to run all over them with this lifesteal in an Ancient, with the Radiance, and they need two Boruses there because the trap was there. They're going to get a kill on the Axe. Roche is going to go down. They're going to have an Aegis up on their Templar Assassin, and now's a moment where they're going to try to push uphill. They're even going to get a kill on Elmo. He was so close to completing his TP, but not going to work out for him. As now they're going to march uphill and start destroying these tier 3s. Rich actually bought a BKB. So he saved up to 4.4k and then ended up just buying a BKB. He had enough even with the buyback. I don't know. I'm unsure why he waited so long. I mean, I guess he didn't wait so long, but usually I almost feel like he didn't want to go BKB, he wanted to go something else. And BKB is just an afterthought now because they've got to fight, because they know their uphill is going to get pushed. They've lost their tier 3, they lost their range racks here. And will Ritsu Stack be able to defend here? This could be the end of the game. Tier 3 in the mid, still pretty healthy. Melee racks now getting attacked by CC&C. Boris going to get the off, as we're going to have our first real big team fight of the game. Global Silence going to come out, but everyone on the side of Ritsu Stack is just falling over. Nature's Prophet goes down the side of FDL. We're going to have a respawn on CC&C. Boris now is going to go down to a right click from CC&C. Justin's going to go down as well. They're going to chase after Elmo right to the fountain, get the kill on him, and 5 heroes dead on the side of Ritsu Stack. Only one with a buyback available. That's going to be Justin. He's going to be up in another 11 seconds, so he's not going to use it. And GG gets called. Good luck as FDL. I think the majority of people would say, oh my chat. I think the majority of people would say that Ritsu Stack was the favorite going into this, but FDL, especially game 2, he's played some damn good Dota, and they ended up taking the win there, as they'll be the 10th team going into the main qualifiers for the Americas, for the Manila Major. And they'll have a shot at representing America for the Americas for the Manila Major. Once again, guys, if you're listening in game, I was streaming on twitch.tv/NizCast. I, of course, am Niz. So if you were enjoying the cast, stop by, say hi, let me know that you were. If you weren't, also stop by, let me know why you weren't, and I'll try and improve it for next time. I've also got a Twitter account @NizCast where you can tweet at me if you don't want to hop in on Twitch chat and give me the same kind of feedback. That would be fantastic. Besides that, we're now getting into our main qualifiers. So I'm going to be casting some of those games as well. I'm not one of the official casters that Valve has put on the schedule, but there are some great lesser known casters that are starting to that are going to be able to cast some of those games. So definitely give them a shot and listen in. But I'm going to be casting some of those games as well. I'm not sure how many of the games I'm going to cast. I'm going to try to cast some at least, but yeah, it's been a lot of fun casting these games so far, and we had a lot of people kind of stop by and just kind of hang out in Twitch chat and enjoy the games. I know my voice kind of gave out on me quite a while ago in this cast, and I'm pretty worn out, and I know at least the finals for sure hasn't really been my best cast, but I hope you guys still enjoyed it. But either way, we're going to be casting some more stuff for the main qualifiers, and I'm going to probably be casting some of the Summit 5 Open qualifiers as well. I cast the Semi-Pro Cup Series every Sunday as well. If you don't know what that is and you're interested in playing some competitive Dota in NA, then head on over to semiprodota.com for sure to check that out. But yeah, that's going to do it for me tonight. night. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. And make sure you keep watching some Dota because there's plenty more great Dota to come. And yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one.